Welcome back to Guru Beauty. I am Jodie and it's time for me to be sharing with you my beauty favorites from the month of August. Mostly makeup. I don't think I've got any skincare or hair care products here. So without any further ado, I'm going to start with products that I've really been enjoying on my face. First of all, favorite foundation for the month. This is a video that I made probably about a month ago because it's only just launched in Australia. I actually purchased this one in the USA in December. This is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation and I absolutely love it. I've worn it with so many different primers. I've worn it every single day for the last week because I really love particularly the smoothness and the longevity I get out of it. It is oil-free, 14-hour wear, oil controlling and photo-friendly. I'm in the shade Vanilla. I love the lightweight plastic tube packaging with the pump. I have recommended it to friends and family, and as I said, what I love particularly about it is the smoothing of it. I am wearing it today. I feel like it just gives a really lovely flawless finish. I get really nice buildable coverage from it, and it's great. Fingers, brush, sponge, any which way. Really enjoy it. Probably my favorite primer of the month is one that I'm at the very bottom of, but it's from one of my very favorite all-time beauty brands, and that's Guerlain. And this is their Meteorites Pearl Light Diffusing Primer. This might have been a special edition collection quite some time ago. Tiny little gold pearl spheres. I find that it's just a beautiful base for pretty much any foundation, but it's worked really nicely in particular with that Too Faced one this month. So a huge favorite. I love Guerlain primers. Pretty much all of them are fantastic, but that one I'm just trying to finish off. Sorry if that's not available anymore. I suspect that it's not actually. Next one is a powder that I've really been loving this month. This one is from Hourglass. I love most things that Hourglass does. This is their Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I love the packaging. I love the way that this applies. I apply it generally in my T-zone area, and then with just what's left on my brush, I'll sort of go over my cheeks. I find that it's not particularly mattifying, but I find it's just a beautiful, nice, everyday, daily powder to just set all of my makeup in place. It doesn't add coverage, but it just sets everything in, makes it last longer, and I think also lends itself towards that smoothed appearance. I find that it's beautiful. So if you're like me and texture is a bit of an issue, if you're aging, fine lines, that kind of thing, I think this one plays really nice with most makeup products to set it. So definitely a fan there from me with the Hourglass Veil Setting Powder. On the cheeks, I have been loving this liquid blush from NARS. This one came out some time ago. I've just reinvigorated it. It's been sitting in my drawer for a while now and loving it. It's the liquid blush in the shade Orgasm. I find a tiny amount on the back of my hand and then applied with a beauty blender is just gorgeous. I am wearing it today topped with a powder blush. It's lovely. I'm not normally a huge fan of liquid blush, having particularly oily skin, but this one is a beautiful one. I would thoroughly recommend it. I've tried it in other shades, which I've really enjoyed as well, but this one has been a mainstay for the daily makeup this month. A couple of other face products. I've got some powder products from the brand InikA. I think they're Australian. I think they're organic. I'm not sure. I'll include a link or details down below in the description bar. They have sent me a few different shades, or a couple different shades of their new Baked Contour Duo, designed in Australia, made in Italy. This one is the Baked Contour Duo in Almond. I love that you've got a nice cool toned baked contour shade there, and then you've got a highlight. What I love in particular about this highlight is that it's not particularly obvious, so it's definitely not one of those sort of metallic, you know, in your face type highlighters. I think if you're like me and you're aging, you don't want definitely a metallic sort of wet look, but you just want something to sort of wake up areas of your face and very subtly illuminate. I think you might really enjoy these, and I've also really quite enjoyed those on my eyes as well. So a really nice one to just get a couple of things done. Eyes, contour, all of that in one. Then another couple of products that InikA has also sent is their new Brow Define palette. They've sent me the shade Amber and also the shade Chestnut. I'm not sure about the packaging. It does come with tiny little application tools. You've got a tiny little spoolie and a tiny little application brush. I find that they just kind of fall out every single time I go to use this palette. They fall out and I have to put them back in again. I use a different brush to apply them, so I'm not even sure if they're of value, but basically you've got a wax in there and then you've got two different shades of powder. I think that this is a really nice way to do your brows quickly and easily in the morning. It's a pigmented powder that goes on smoothly. Some brow powders for me, they go on sort of patchy, and so what I like about these is that they are pigmented powders that go on smoothly. The amber I have used a couple of times, not the wax, but I find that that is a decent one, but I do want to darken it up a little bit. So for me, you can see I like the dark brows. The Chestnut, which is the darker of the two, that one suits my skin tone. There go the little brushes falling all over the place. The wax is nice. I sometimes use the wax. I sometimes just use the powders, but I use both of these in the Chestnut palette and they're beautiful. I go all through my brow with this lighter shade, and then I do sort of just the outer half, I would say, with that darker shade Chestnut. So really, really nice brow palettes there. Which brings me to the brow powder that I'm wearing today actually. This is one that I am equally enjoying. Much more compact, travel friendly. It just contains one shade of dark brown wax and then a cooler brown powder. This one is from the brand Eles. I think this is another Australian brand. This is their Brow Sculpt in the shade Brunette, and I've really quite enjoyed that. In particular with a wet brush, I just find that, yeah, it goes on really nicely. That is what I'm wearing in my brows today, and I would recommend that. This is another product that was recently sent to me. It's from the brand Mirenesse, and this is an eyelash curler that's battery operated. Basically, you turn it on, you've got a light that shows you that it's working and the batteries are still good, and the little rubber strip, which starts off red, it lightens up. When the redness disappears, you know it's ready to go on your lashes. I'm not a huge fan of eyelash curling. I know many makeup artists, they recommend that that's, you know, if you don't do anything else, curling your lashes is the thing that you should do. It's a step for me that, I don't know, I don't enjoy curling my lashes, but when I have used this, I've quite enjoyed it. And for those of you who do like to curl your lashes, I think a battery operated one that's warm helps maybe just to define that curl a little bit better. So I've been playing with this one, enjoying it. It's still a step that I'll kind of go to maybe 50-50, but I have been enjoying this one more so than just your traditional eyelash curlers, which are, you know, close to 0 degrees here in the Australian winter. So I like that it's heated. Check that one out if you're interested in a heated eyelash curler. One more product for the face I've been really enjoying. This is one that I picked up recently from M.A.C. It's the Smashbox, the Cali Contour. Shape, bronze and glow is what they claim that you can do with this palette. It's just a bunch of bronzes, highlight and a blush, just like with the contour duos from InikA. I've really been enjoying this on my face for contouring, but also on my eyes. I love that you've got a couple of different shades of bronzer or contour. This one a little bit cooler, this one a little bit warmer. I'll generally dab my brush in both of those and just, you know, do the cheekbone contour up around here, around my forehead. The highlight, you've got like a matte, more yellow toned one, which was great for setting under the eye area. And then something a little more champagne-y, shimmery. I generally probably dip my brush in both of those to go around. Again, this is more of a subtle highlight, not a sort of mirror finish, metallic, wet look, just more of a subtle highlight, which I think is more suited to me and my skin's age and my texture issues. And then for blush, I love that blush shade. It's a really nice everyday sort of subtle rosy shade that I think would suit most people. Sometimes when I want a little bit of shimmer, I'll dip my brush into both the blush and then this more shimmery type bronzer. I think that this is just a really nice versatile palette, not only for the face but also for the eyes. I can do an entire eye look, obviously more subtle because you don't have dark shades in there, but an entire eye look that I'll finish off with eyeliner and mascara. Really nice for every day. This is one that I would definitely pack into the makeup travel bag. Then these little newbies from Hourglass. So Hourglass have released their Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow. 5 different shades of glitter eyeshadow, and they are what they say they are. They are glitter eyeshadow. They are like similar to the L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadows that come in the single pots. They have some beautiful neutral shades. I am wearing these on my lids today in Reflect and then in Blaze on the outer third of my eye. This is a really nice quality glitter eyeshadow, minimal fallout. I particularly like using these with a wet brush just for a slightly more sort of pigmented coverage. I've worn them a couple of times to work. I feel like they're a little bit too much for work for me, but a great shade range. Another lovely product from Hourglass. They also perform very well over primer just on a dry brush, but I love them on a wet brush. And yeah, I would recommend checking those out if you're curious. Similar to other products out there though. An oldie but a goodie, my gel liner. I've been using pencil a lot recently for liner. I think just because I'm into the sort of routine. I'm not really spending a whole lot of time doing my makeup recently, but I've rediscovered my love for gel eyeliner, in particular the M.A.C Fluidline in Dipdown. I am wearing that on my eyes today along with some falsies. This is just a lovely dark brown shade. I think it's really great for every day. It blends beautiful. Its shelf life is just so long. It expires long before it dries out. This is a repurchase, but we'd definitely repurchase the M.A.C Dipdown gel eyeliner. Just a fantastic everyday mainstay product. I think this is my final favorite for the month is these two Gen Nude eyeshadow palettes from Bare Minerals. I think they've got another one out there called Rose, but I don't think it's been released out in Australia yet. I've been using these every day in combination with different palettes and just playing around. You've got 6 different shades here in the pan. This is the Copper eyeshadow palette. I love that you've got different color combinations that you can use together. You can mix them up. You've got some mattes from light to dark. You've got some shimmers as well that you can play around with. They complement each other very well. Just a beautiful shade range. They swatch beautifully on your hand, but they also perform nicely on the eye. This one is the Latte eyeshadow palette. I really like this sort of caramelly brown one around my crease and also my under eye. You've got 4 shimmers in this one with 2 sort of matte darker shades. They are beautiful eyeshadows. I've really been enjoying these ones from Bare Minerals, so check those out if you have a chance. That is it from me. That is all of my favorites for the month. I hope that you enjoyed this video. It is lovely to see you again. Please do let me know what you've been enjoying this month. I always love to hear from you, and signing out. Make sure that you make today a gorgeous day for you, and please don't forget you are absolutely beautiful. So much more important than looking at though is being it, and I will see you again really, really soon. Mwah. Bye.
You're seeing me in the road.